Hey, what's going on, everyone? So guess what? This is the final video of the 2017 year. And what we're going to do is we're going to focus on the Makita XLT brushless 7 1/4 circular saw. Brand new, literally came out maybe, I don't know, a month ago. And this is going to conclude the Makita series. We did one on the X2 grinder, and we also did one on the X2 circular saw you can see on this page. But let's open up this box, see what we get in there, and let's put it to the test. So like I had mentioned, this is the third video for the LXT brushless series from Makita, and we're going to open up this box. And we're going to take this out, we're going to mess around with this. This runs off of 2 batteries. Now this does not come with the kit. I did not buy the kit. I just went up and bought the saw itself because I already have the 2 batteries. I already have the charger for the grinder and so on. But the saw, I think it ran me $199 today. If you bought the kit, it was on sale for $399. So we're just going to really focus on the saw itself. I want to see how powerful it is. The grinder just blew me away. I really like the circular saw, and I really wanted to try this. So this bad boy is going to run off of 2 18 volts. Now these are 2 5.0s from Makita, and this is the charger that I got with the grinder. So I didn't go out and buy the kit. Like I said, it usually runs, I believe, like 500-ish. It's on sale right now in November 2017 for $399 for the whole kit, but I didn't want the whole kit. I just wanted the saw. So it only comes with the saw and the blade. So the blade does come with this. The one thing I was a little disappointed with about this was it did not come with any type of bag, which is really weird because Makita usually gives you like a hard case or at least a nice bag to put these tools in. And for the price of this, I was kind of shocked that I didn't get any type of bag or anything. It just came with the saw. So, I mean, I guess I can fit this in my grinder bag, but it just would have been nice. So you are going to get the blade and the saw, not the batteries or the charger. So you have to use, oh, here's a saw blade right here, 7 1/4, so that's nice. The blade that came with the miter saw was extremely sharp, so this is a nice little hanging bracket right here, or you can use this. It somewhat protects your batteries a little bit, but this is the compartment where the batteries go. Now you have to use 2 at the same time. You can't just use 1 and then swap it out when it's dead. 2 at the same time. Alright, so a closer look at the 24 tooth blade that Makita gives you, 7 1/4. Once again, doesn't matter if you buy the saw by itself or in a kit, you will get the blade. It also got a brake here, and I'll show you how fast this thing actually stops when you let go of the trigger. So that's really nice. Everything's labeled magnesium, so these are all metal. All these parts are metal, not plastic. So I'm happy about that, and it feels really solid. So you don't have to worry about anything wobbling. Everything seems very tight, and there's no loose parts or anything on this, so I like that. So the depth adjustment, and there's a lot of adjustments that they put on this saw that are really easy to make, but this one here, the depth adjustment, you can go to 1/4 inch all the way up to 21.5 inches, and it's extremely smooth and it stays in place. It just locks in place and it doesn't go anywhere, so it's really simple to do. And they made this saw very versatile when they came to making the adjustments, and I'll show you all this, and you can see the guard. You know, very simple to move back and forth, get it out of your way, but you can lock this into place and it just doesn't go anywhere, and it's extremely easy to do. What I'm really excited about showing you is the bevel cuts, and I'll show you that here in a bit. But yeah, as far as it goes with the depth cuts, just really solid. Alright, so let's take a look at the bevel. So now this is really cool. So what you can do is you just unlock this like so, but you have another adjustment here, and what this allows you to do, they're positive stops. So you can go 22.5, you can go up to 45 degrees, or you can go up to the 53 degrees. And what's really nice about this, if I wanted to say put this on, I don't know, the 45 degree cut, I don't have to keep looking at that when I'm switching between my cuts. I just put that on 45 degrees, and now this will stop automatically right there at the 45 degree mark. How cool is that? That's very versatile, and I really like that. Now I don't have to worry about constantly looking when I'm trying to adjust and if I'm off a little bit, so it does it for you. I can do that once again with the 22.5, or I can go all the way to the 53 degrees and not have to worry about looking and making sure that I am right on the line. All I have to do is adjust that, put that where I want that cut, and it will pretty much stop on its own and you just lock it into place. So that is a really cool feature. And there's the 45 again. And just go to, there you go, 22.5, and then back to the 53 degrees. So that was really cool. I just think that is awesome. I've never seen that before. So this is your blade lock here. So if you're going to change your blade or take it out, put a new one on, basically all you're going to do is push this in over there, and now we'll show you here. Spinning, you just push that in, and now it'll stop and you can unlock it. Now I will say it's a little bit awkward, but other than that, it's not too bad. And then here again is your hanging hook, so you can hang that up. And it does provide some protection for your batteries, but really easy to store with that. All right, so here's the deal. Pretty heavy saw. Feels good in the hands, right? We'll talk about that, but you're looking at like 15 pounds for this saw and about 12.5 pounds without the battery. Very smooth, very solid on the bottom here. The one thing I will say is every saw that I've ever bought, if they were able to take an edge guide, the company usually includes an edge guide, and Makita didn't. I get that I didn't get the bag, but I'm a little bit irritated that I did not get the edge guide. Come on, Makita. I mean, they're not that expensive. You should have put that in the bag or in the box. And right here's your exhaust. But other than that, you know, I'm really happy. But you know, a little bit aggravated for a $200 dollar price range. They're really leaving out basics that everybody else includes. All right, so now one other negative that I did find is I can't find an area to put this damn wrench anywhere. A lot of the other saws that I've had, you know, when it came to the rigid worm drive, they had a really nice, and you can see that video on this channel as well, they had a really nice little holding area for the wrench. You don't have to worry about losing it, but there's no place to put the wrench on this saw. That would have been nice. All right, so let's show you how to put these batteries in. On this side here, once again, you have to use two of them at the same time. I got the 5.0s here. You're just going to slide one on one side and then one on the other, and they stay in there pretty nice, pretty easy to put in. They're not too bad. Just clip in, and a little bit more of a pain in the butt to get out. I mean, not too bad, but that's just how they go in right there. And now, right where your hanging bracket is, that will protect the battery a little bit, not too much. But with the batteries in, I'm telling you, it's a pretty heavy saw. You're looking at like 15, 16 pounds, but that's good in a saw. You want to be able to have that weight when you're cutting. All right, so right here is a battery indicator for each battery in the saw. And even though you have one on each battery back here, all you do is push the battery. And it's really nice. It shows you how much you got left. Now, we only have 2 lights lighting up. We want all 3 lights to light up. So I'm going to charge these before we even do any cuts because I want to make sure we do it right here. All right, so now we got both batteries charged up. And we're ready to cut. Alright, so let's start making a couple straight cuts here. And I gotta be honest with you, when you first pull the trigger on this bad boy, you know, it doesn't feel like an electric motor. Look at that, that thing is just smooth. That is a smooth cut. That was flawless. But when you actually pull the trigger, it doesn't feel like an electric motor starting. It has a little bit of a, you know, catch up, and then it'll start going. And then once it goes full power, it's tough. So let's make a 45-degree cut here. And I gotta be honest with you, it's just really smooth. There's no waves at all in those boards. Really easy to make those cuts. Now, what I also like about this is they got the safety button on either side. So if you're left-handed or right-handed, it doesn't matter. It's very versatile when it comes to that. All right, so here's the deal. I wanted to turn the sound up a little bit for you, but I have my radio on, and YouTube's crazy with that copyright infringement. So even if I have some background music, you know, they start nailing you with it. So I got to turn the sound down a little bit. But so you're going to see I got a nice clean cut, and it's just extremely clean. And what's nice about this is there's not too much sawdust. It really does a nice job blowing that sawdust out the back and towards the bottom, so it's not a big deal. So let's just make a couple little cuts here, and I'll just show you how clean they are. And then once I do that, we'll just start chopping across and making some cubes. Let me grab this camera here, and just really clean. I'm really just surprised on how easy it is to cut with this. The weight of the tool actually really helps you, right? And it keeps it nice and steady, and it's almost feeling like it's cutting itself. Like there's no wiggle, there's no vibration. It just goes, and I'm really shocked about that. I'm really happy about that. So let's make a couple more cuts. You can see it's kicking that dust out the back there, and let's go down this way here. And it just cuts through like butter. I mean, it's just like nothing. I'm really, look how smooth that is. Look how clean that is, even through the knots. And this is a 2x6, it's just pine, but this is what you're gonna get on the job site most of the time. So let's just start cutting some cubes here. And once again, I mean, it's just, I'm really impressed with this. Look how straight those cuts are. And once you put that down, you pull that trigger, man, it just goes. I mean, it feels like an electric motor on this thing, right? Like I said, there is a little bit of a catch up when you first pull the trigger. You know, like it wants to go. It's not like an instant, go, but it's tough, man. There's no bogging down at all. And look how smooth that cut is. So I'm extremely happy with how well that performs. And it's very versatile where you can take it, you don't have to worry about plugging it in anywhere. You can just move it around the job site. All right, turn the radio off. Here we go. All right, so let's talk about some of the specs here. They say you can cut up to 558 2x4s per charge, but that's a lot. And I gotta be honest with you, I was messing around with this even more and didn't notice any battery loss really, just making those standard cuts. So I love the 53-degree bevel and the positive stops right at the 22.5 and the 45 degrees. That's a really cool, innovative thing that they added to that. And I also really like that you can hang this thing. Now at the bottom here at the handle, you can, add a tether, but once again, it's sold separately. The batteries are a little bit of a pain to get out. You gotta get back there and grab them, but they're really not that bad, very easy to install. And listen, 5,100 RPM. And what's also really cool about this is it has an automatic speed change, right? So it adjusts the speed and the torque while you're cutting. So that's really cool. Everything else is made out of magnesium. So it's the base, the blade guard. It's all die-cast aluminum blade covers and, housings. And it's tough. I'm impressed with, how well this is built. And it feels good in the hand. If you've never used, if you've only used sidewinders before, the reason why I wanted to buy this so bad is because of the rigid worm drive that I had, and it was just a fantastic saw. But this right here was built pretty much the same way, but it was brushless and it was portable, right? And look at this, I mean, just a depth adjustment. It's just, everything is so easy to do on this saw, and I'm just really blown away with how powerful it is. So as far as it goes with design, I'm extremely happy with it. Power, I'm extremely happy with it. You got everything you need on this saw. You got the hanger, you got pretty much everything, going for it. So as far as it goes with performance, I am giving this a 5-star. I mean, this is a beast, and the weight, I told you this was a little bit heavy, but it really helps with those cuts. Those cuts, once you start your line, it just goes, man. I mean, there's no moving around, wobbling, nothing. And it's just powerful, and it feels great in the hands. It's solid. I love it. So I'm giving it a 5-star when it comes to performance and feel and build. When it comes to the cheapness of not getting, the edge guide, or, they could have put at least a tether in there, I'll give it a 4 maybe. I wish they would have included that, but all in all, it's a great saw. So if this helped, thumbs up, subscribe. Check us out at www.toolreviewzone.com, and we will see you back here January 2018 with more reviews.